Hey, good afternoon, guys. Damon Gonzalez from Latinbox Sports joining you live from the studios. Yeah, we have Top Rank Boxing very soon in the next hour, Eastern Standard Time, coming on ESPN. We're definitely looking forward to it. Right now, we're going to put on a special guest on the show. He's one of my dear friends in boxing, the director of operations from All Star Boxing, Ruben De Jesus. He's going to join us in a few minutes and just give us an update on the All Star Boxing and boxing in Florida, and kind of take it from there to see what's happening in the boxing scene here in the local area. Once again, looking forward to the fights tonight. I'm just happy that fights are back, man. It's good to see these kids getting back in the ring, doing what they love to do. Good luck to Robert Garcia and his fighters tonight. My brother Robert, they'll be there. They're in the bubble, back in the locker rooms, getting ready to work. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Ruben De Jesus from All Star Boxing. Ruben, how
Hey,
you doing?
how you doing, Dave? Good to see you, brother.
Hey, it's good to see you too. Welcome to the Slip Punches Show.
Thank you, man. Congratulations. I've been watching it. I've been keeping up with it. I love the people that are coming on the on your interviews on your show. It's fantastic. It's very informative and it's good. I congratulate you. Very nice. I like the format. I like the whole layout. I think you're doing a fantastic job, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. Again, we definitely like to focus on the stories. We want to hear how the fighters, the promoters, the ring card girls, everybody involved in the sport. This is a good time to translate those stories. So we're happy to have you aboard, man.
Thank
So
you. Thank you for having me.
congratulations, Felix Tuto Zavala, All Star Boxing. Bravo! There's such a tradition and a legacy that a lot of people don't really know the story about All Star Boxing. Give us some insight about the story with this tremendous company that has done so much in the game.
Well, as most people know, obviously, Tuto would be the best one to tell you, but I'm going to tell you from what I've gathered working for the Sabala family, working for such a great company for so many years. All Star Boxing was founded by Tuto's father, Don Tuto Zavala, and obviously uh, Tutico he was born in the game, and he's been in the game all his life, thanks to his
Yes.
father. So, and that's, I guess you can interview Tutico. He'll give you a little bit more depth into information, but in regards to the whole, the, 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 the way that the company was founded and things like that. It's a very interesting story, but I'd rather him say it because he knows the fine details of it. But long and behold, long story short, Tuto Zavala was at the ring. Always, All Star Boxing was always most of All Star Boxing shows have always been televised through Galavisión at the time. Then from Galavisión went to Univision. Univision, then we ended up in Telemundo. Uh, Tutico, at some point, he went. Tutico was a NFL general manager for the NFL for the league, and then he went to Europe, and that's when his father got sick. That was in 2000. Don Tuto got sick, and then Tutico resigned from the NFL Europe League to come and take over the reins, full reins of All Star Boxing. So and then ever since it is where we at.
Well, definitely, it's definitely a great story, and I'll tell you what, it's so exciting when Friday comes, and then we have Boxeo Telemundo. It's one of the most incredible boxing shows. If you love real boxing and you love the Mexican Puerto Rican rivalries, you tune in to Boxeo Telemundo. How gratifying is that, man? Just
It's it,
to deal
you
to
know,
deal with that.
for me, I'll tell you something. And for me personally, ever since I've been working for the Zavala family, and the people that know us, everybody that works in this circle, in our circle, it's a family. It's a very obviously.
Yeah.
I know you've been around while we operate, and we work in a family unit. And for me, the fact many years ago when I had the privilege, the honor, because for me it was an honor for the Zavala family, for Tutico to bring me under the wing and let me be part of this amazing, it's amazing ride. I mean, it's sometimes, you sometimes I think back and throughout the years, and it's one of those things too where you're like, wow, I can't believe that I'm actually doing something that I love, and with a great traditional boxing family, and till today I'm so grateful. Sometimes I can't even believe it. Sometimes there's days that you think back, I think back, and I'm like, wow, this is like a dream come through. So, I mean, it's just, and it's just the dynamics of the way that we operate. We operate in that particular manner. We think about it. We think when we make decisions, we think about each other. We think about what's healthy for 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 the family. Because once, for example, fighters that sign with us, they automatically come into the circle of trust, which they automatically become family. So anything that we do from this moment on, we're very selfish about our family, so to speak. I see that as a good thing, because the fighters that are with us, that we signed, that are under the All Star Boxing banner, they become family, and we treat them as such, and we make decisions according to that mentality, to where what is the best thing to do, what is the best route to take, and things like that. So therefore, that's been the All Star Boxing model this whole time, and Boxeo Telemundo, and slowly but surely, for I want to say for more than 5 6 years. I don't say this. You could Google this up. I mean, Boxeo Telemundo has been the number one boxing program in Spanish television for many years. Sometimes, and when we get the Nielsen numbers weekly, as sometimes we've beaten, in ratings wise, in the numbers wise, we've beaten Showtime shows in the for the week, for that particular week. Uh, we, at worst case scenario, for when HBO was doing their boxing after dark, or the HBO boxing, we were coming in right behind, right in second place in regards to overall boxing programming, which that included all cable. So we've had respectable numbers. We've been, as you know, the boxing companies, promotional companies, especially in the state of Florida, they come and go, but we've been steady. We're steady. We've been with Telemundo for 25 plus years. They're steady Eddie every year. We were able to get through when companies were going, when during the first economic crisis, which was in 2008. We stayed the course. We didn't skip a beat. We did boxing 2008, 2009, which it was a very terrible, sad financial times for everybody. But
Yes.
we were able, thanks to Telemundo, the loyalty amongst all of us, we were able to stay the course, and we've been able to surpass everything. And now with this crisis, it's not going to be anything different. We're staying the course, and we're moving forward, and we're going to bring, and we are going to, when we're doing boxing, and we're going to do post COVID-19 boxing. It was going to be a new normal, but we're going to continue with the Boxeo Telemundo shows.
So we're looking at a target of maybe August or September for that to kick off, of course.
Yeah, right now, obviously, we have the dates. We're gonna start running August 14th, August 28th. August 14th, August 21st, August 28th, and September 4th. We're gonna go back to back. It's gonna be in Central Florida. I don't want to give too much details, because there are certain protocols that we're working on.
Yes.
But we are. But once we do that, we'll send out a formal press release. But Boxeo Telemundo is gonna be back on those dates. We obviously, right now, we're going through a set of protocols as Top Rank did. So, because first and foremost is the safety of the athletes, the safety of the staff, the
Yes.
safety of the TV crew. So therefore, we're basically, what we're doing is, we're doing an operational plan right now in regards to, like our partners, like Top Rank did in Las Vegas. We are going to implement a similar plan here in Central Florida, so we could do these shows back to back in one location, no public, and without no public. I know that sometimes, but it's just safety is our main concern. The well-being of everybody. I think that with the content that we put on the television for the enjoyment of the public is going to be more than enough, and there's no reason to put anybody else's life at risk in regards to the public. We could control the people that are going to come into our bubble, so to speak, and they're going to fight and things like that. When you start bringing the public in, there's different mannerisms, different things, and you can't control that. So
Right.
therefore,
Correct.
that's why we're still going to do it. Basically we're following the protocols of the NBA, which they're doing here in Orlando, with no public. The MLS, we're following those kind of the same the responsible thing to do if to keep to be able to get sport content out there, but as well keep the public safe.
Ruben, of course, watching what Dana White did 2, 3 weeks ago in Jacksonville, then of course, your friend and my friend Bob Arum launching the Top Rank Boxing in Las Vegas. What are your thoughts of how the bubble concepts have been working out for them, in addition to, of course, the way the sport looks today?
Well, just they're thanks to them, they created a roadmap for companies like ours, like All Star Boxing, to be able to grab, like everything. Obviously, nothing's perfect in this world. Nothing's perfect, but it's all about minimizing risk. Okay, at the end of the day, nothing is foolproof. Obviously, we saw that tonight. There was one of the kids manager came out positive, COVID-19 positive. And that's what's with that's with an extringent process that they have. So there's nothing foolproof, but it does prove that you can minimize risk. Follow me? And thanks to them, thanks to Bob Arum, Top Rank, and the whole staff, Carl Moretti, Brad Jacobs, the whole staff, they're top notch. And what Dana did if you notice the pattern, Dana started it in Jacksonville.
Mhm.
Uh, our Top Rank went and kind of looked at that concept. They tweaked it, and they started their thing in Las Vegas. Now we're taking all three of them, and we are, like I said, they gave us the roadmap to be able to proceed. So that's why we're gonna go. We're proceeding on those dates for sure, 100%.
Just to expand a touch on that situation that did happen in Las Vegas, and why the Podraza fight, of course, was canceled because his opponent's manager came up positive. He was exposed to his fighter in their team, and that created a situation that could have been contamination. It could have been anything. That protocol didn't allow them to go back in that bubble, and
Well,
rightfully so. The right
rightfully so, but
decisions.
you don't want to know something, and like I said, as everything goes,
Uh
for
huh.
example, since we'll be the next ones to get our turn in the barrel, so to speak.
Right.
And for example, that's, I believe, and this is my opinion, and don't take this as a fact, okay? My opinion is that two kids that train really really hard, okay, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, even took a financial hit because what the kid didn't test positive, the
Right.
trainers didn't test, the manager tested positive.
Right.
So therefore, that's why, for example, that's why it's best to minimize who comes in that group. There's different
Yes.
times. You understand?
Yes.
You minimize it because if you would have taken the manager out of the equation, which is, he did his job, he made the fight. Good for the manager. Kudos to him. Right?
Right.
Does he really need to be there? No, he made the fight.
Yeah.
He
Exactly.
already did. He did his job. He did his job for his fighter. The fight is done. The fighter arrived. He's not. He. If the manager would have not been there, he
Mhm.
would have not got tested. The fight would have gone on. The kid gets paid. The manager would have got his percentage as well, and the fight would have gone on.
Right.
So that's something that we are going. That situations like that, because of that roadmap, is minimized. You understand? It's
Yes.
minimized. Unfortunately, you can't bring your cousin. You can't bring. And the
Right.
managers. You did the fights. The man at once. The managers can handle everything through the telephone. If there was a situation that was to come awry at the weigh-in or whatnot, there's no reason why the manager can't get. We can't get them on the cell phone, and we could dialogue and take care of it. Follow me? The
Absolutely.
less the less people that the fighter has that could possibly taint the whole basket or the whole camp, the better. And I think the fighters should want that. Should want. Hey, listen, I don't want to, because it's not the fighter. If one of your cornermen It could be the least important guy in that corner. I believe everybody's important, but just out of sake of conversation, it could be, your strength and conditioning coach or something that you can say, you know what, I could fight. I could fight. If push comes to shove, I could fight with my trainer, me, and a second man, and that guy becomes positive. You lost your whole fight,
Yep.
and everybody is else. So that's just something that I think that we will implement in regards to limiting. When I say essential, it would have to be strictly essential, not for our benefit, but for the benefit of the fighter. I would hate for a
Absolutely.
fighter that trains 8 to 10 weeks. He cuts weight, makes weight, weighs in. Everybody's negative. Friday morning comes, the manager tests positive. They're all gone. You know, and that's something that I just feel. I mean, I felt for the kids because it wasn't the fighter that was positive. It wasn't even the trainer. It was the
Yeah.
manager
Yeah.
out of all things.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then looking at as a promoter side, it's not easy when you lose, and especially you lose your main event, and that was a decent main event I was
It's
looking
a
for.
very good one. Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
not even that. It's just tough. And obviously, it's the right thing to do because health comes first. The athletes and everybody's health is first, primarily. But it's just you just got to be cautious. You got to be very, very cautious. It's going to be. It has to be something that's very. It has to be thought out and done things with thought. Things just can't come. You can't just wing things anymore. Off the cuff. It's just that gets dangerous.
Ruben, I want to ask you about the 1-2 punch, but before I do that, when we look at the past few, another level of all-star boxing, which is so important and so awesome, is not just watching these fighters grow, winning NABO fights and stuff like that. How
Correct.
gratifying is it? You got fighters like Miguel Mariaga that's had such a roller coaster ride in his career, but for him to step in the ring in Madison Square Garden and fight in front of the New York City crowd, in front of the world. That's all star boxing. These are just
No,
some
and
of the
you and,
fights.
and you want me to tell you something? That is something that was the cause of the COVID because he was scheduled, as you know. Remember, I
Yeah,
think you were there. You went there to cover it
yeah,
with Shakur Stevenson, which I believe. Obviously, I'm biased because he's an all-star boxing fighter, so I'm going to be biased. But I believe out of if you look at Mariaga's losses, yeah, make no mistake about it. Lomachenko, Valdez,
yep.
his
Hmm.
losses. So it's not like he's not losing with B fighters. He's losing with the creme of the creme.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I believe, and we knew. I believe we had a chance with Shakur.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
believe he had. I believe we had a strong chance with Shakur. I think that was. We were really, really looking. I wouldn't even call it an upset. I think if you're a true boxing guy and you've seen the fight with Valdez, the Valdez fight with
uh-huh.
Mariaga, um, and Lomachenko is a different species. Lomachenko comes a fighter like Lomachenko is once it's like the Haley's Comet. It
Yeah,
comes like once every 25 years with that much talent. I mean, the
yeah,
kid is just talented. Now with the Teofimo and them and Teofimo and his fight, that's a
yeah,
whole different
yeah,
conversation because
yeah.
I mean that's a whole different conversation.
Definitely.
I think Teofimo is just I think he's something special and he's
Yes,
just
he is.
strong. He's just a
Yes, he is.
very strong. That's going to be a good determination of just power, real raw power against a technical guy. So, but Mariaga, in regards to Shakur, that was an opportunity. Unfortunately, if for me that was one of the toughest pills for us to swallow in regards to the victims to COVID. In regards to boxing, talking boxing wise, because I believe that was a lost opportunity for Mariaga. But the kid, he's a good kid. He's healthy. He doesn't have any bad habits, so to speak. So he'll get his turn back on the barrel again.
The one two. Uh-huh.
And then going back before going back the NABO and the WBO, the reasons every time all our fighters once we could get them to fight 10 rounds, they always fight for regional titles, as you know, and everybody that keeps up with Boxeo Telemundo, they all fight for regional titles. Why? Because regional titles is a stepping stone to be able to get a world title opportunity. We can't as much as no matter what kind of matchmaking I do or Felix to Felix 3 to King, which he's very involved in what's the matchmaking of All Star Boxing now. Um, no matter how much we do, we always take them to that title opportunity. We can't fight for them.
Right.
We can't fight for a fighter, but we will for sure with these regional titles. We will sure take them for an opportunity to a world title. Now, you can win, you can lose. It happens. It's boxing. Follow me. But I know plenty, and you also know plenty of fighters in this boxing industry that they fight a whole career and not get a title shot,
Yep. Absolutely.
a real world title shot. Not with these alphabet Yahoo organizations, but real WBO, IBF, WBC, WBA.
Ruben, the one-two punch. Two of the brightest young. I'll tell you, I get the best photography from these two kids, Bomba Gonzalez and Alamo. Touch a base and tell us about each and every one of them and how much they've really grew up in all-star boxing fighting.
Uh, we'll start Alamo. Alamo. When we signed Alamo, he was in. He was. I think he had 15 fights, and he was fighting in the Puerto Rico circuit. And when I say the Puerto Rico circuit is within
Right.
regional,
Right.
his fights were regional. Were on the Puerto Rico network, local network, no national exposure, and so he was fighting in that circuit. And sometimes when you take somebody out of that circuit, you take them out of their comfort zone, and you have to readjust. And he's come a long way. We brought him here. We gave him a when Pitufo fought Ito
Hmm.
in Kissimmee,
Yes.
the world title fight, Pitufo Diaz versus Ito, the Japanese fighter,
Masayuki Ito. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Masayuki Ito. He came and there was some adjusting. I didn't. One of the things that I am, and at least I am, is with these fighters, is honest. A lot of people like to be lied to in this business, as you know, and a lot of fighters want to be. Some fighters want to be told that you're the greatest, that you look great. If you didn't look good, somebody needs to let them know. You understand? Because that way you can always go back to the drawing table and fix and adjust. And
Right.
sure enough, he didn't look great, and he knows that. We all know that, and I told him accordingly. And I said, well, you need to make some changes um, in trainer, and that's when Ivan Calderon came in, the two-time world champion from Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
and it was night to day. He's improved. He's made this fighter a totally different fighter. Not even regards to changing his style, but he's improved the fighter that we first initially saw. That I said,
Right.
wow, he needs a lot of work. But now he's a totally different fighter. So he's grown. He's young. He's grown. He's very disciplined. He's committed. You understand? And the whole thing is, my motto is just, you know, hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. You understand? And sometimes I'd rather have a kid that busts his ass, stays stays out of the streets. He's always ready. He doesn't balloon up 40, 50 pounds in between. He's strong mentally. I'd rather have that
Mhm.
than have a talented kid, a super, super talented kid that doesn't have those kind of discipline, because you can have all the talent in the world, but you're not going to make it. And Alamo, it's right now, he's that kind of fighter. With Ivan now, he's up to par. Not only he's a decent fighter, but he's very disciplined. And with that, when you're disciplined and you come in shape, this is boxing, and you have 10 or 12 rounds. Anything can happen from round 1 to round 12 or round 10, however long the fight is. But that With that said, going down to Bomba Gonzalez, we got to Bomba Gonzalez on his second half of his career. He called me up, and the problem with Bomba was that that obviously he was immature. Okay, so when you're immature, when you're younger, immature, you make mistakes. You think that the world owes you something. The boxing world owes you something, and he made those mistakes, and it only hurt him. And he realized that, and he had a conversation with me, and I was very straightforward, and I didn't mince words with him. I said, "Listen, this is what you need to do, because I don't have time." I said, "I will get you to a world title within 12 months." This is from the time he called me. "I will get you to a world title within 12 months, okay? But I need you to dedicate yourself to here, okay? And don't worry about what's going on around you. Worry about yourself and your training, and I'll take care of the rest." Sure enough, he fought for the world title.
Yes.
We kept, I mean, I said we fought him. We kept him busy in activity, and we were able to position him, to rank him to where we were able to position him to make him mandatory for the Tanaka fight. Which I know they didn't show the fight here in the States. I don't know how many people seen it, but Bomba Gonzalez was winning he was winning the fight on all three cards.
Hmm.
Let me take that back. He was winning the fight on two cards, and one of them, and this is Japan, and one judge, I believe, had it a draw. But the where he was winning under the cards, he was up 2 points and 4 points. He dropped Tanaka, so he was doing. The thing was that the only difference was here that Tanaka is just a big boy, a
Yeah.
big tall boy, and for that weight at 112, Bomba is just a small frame kid, and eventually, size does matter,
Size matters.
and and it took a toll. It took a hard when you're that small and you get hit in a body with a body shot by a God knows how much. I can't even guesstimate how much Tanaka was weighing in that day.
You look like a
But
freaking welterweight in the ring, man.
he looks
Big.
like a welterweight, and he's huge. It's not, and the TV doesn't make it. Trust me, it's
Right.
not the cameras that's make him bigger. See
Hmm.
him in person, and he's up there. He's 5'6", 5'7". It's just it was. I mean, and then there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do at that time. But damn, he gave him a run. He gave him a run for his money. And so right now we're back on the horse. He came back. He came back to 108 pounds. He did his first fight after 4 years in 108 pounds in February 22nd, I believe, from in Miami that we had in Miami. So now he's coming back. He's going to defend his title on in August 21st. Alamo is going to run. We'll start with Alamo August 14th, and then we'll go that following week. We'll go with Bomba, and then so on and so forth. And then that's it. And hopefully, God willing, like I said, I think Bomba should have a world title opportunity within after that. I think at any time. I don't think maybe even before August, even this his next fight will probably most likely be his world title shot. And then with Alamo is ranked number 6 in the WBO. He's staying busy in that weight class. 140 is very stacked, as you know.
Yes.
And he's working there. Hopefully, when we fight him here, he comes fights in August. We will lobby the WBO to since he's been active, and he's going to be more active than the rest of the fighters. I understand due to the COVID-19, but he will be active. So we will lobby the WBO to see if they will give us an opportunity to keep moving us up in the ranking until
Uh-huh.
eventually we get the world title opportunity, which it could be at any time, but we have to stay ready.
That's great. That's great. Ruben, listen, real quick, tuning in, watching right now, just a couple of shout outs. Gustavo from the WBO, he sends his best.
The
He's
counselor.
online watching. Yes, the counselor. Momanov is on with us. He just won Tuesday night in the top rank card.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, Momanov is on.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Hector Gonzalez joined in on us.
Hector, good man.
Godwin Rosa.
Guy went
Uh,
Rosa.
Fabanio Peña, he's on with us. Dan Hewitt from the UK. He's one that we got to put you on his show in the United Kingdom. It's a great show. Edwin Lopez, Francisco Salazar, Julio Solis is on with us from
Julio
Orlando.
Solis.
Sakura Armstrong, Play Boxing Playhouse is on. Everybody sends their regards to you, Ruben.
Fantastic, fantastic. Everybody keep up. Hey, listen, that Gadrin Rosa, that kid that you told me, is not a
Uh-huh.
bad kid. He could fight a little bit.
Yeah, he's a great kid. We gave him an opportunity with the NBA, and
That's
he did
right. That's
very
right. You
well.
did in Philly, right? In
Yes,
Philly,
he won the title in Philly. He did very well with it, but he's growing. He's a young kid,
he's
great
a young kid,
talent.
but I seen him fight. I think he fought in one of his second pro fight was in Boxeo Telemundo show
Uh-huh.
on in Kissimmee. He was fighting a kid from Puerto Rico. I think he was 3-0, if my memory serves me correctly,
Uh-huh.
and he won. Kid is a good. He's got a lot of talent. If he gets the right people around him, he's gonna make some noise. He's a 135 pounder, I believe.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, he can fight a
Good
little bit.
kid. He
Yeah, he
he's
can fight.
out there in Ocala. He's in
Yes,
Ocala. Yes.
yes. He's a very good kid. I when you said the name, I recognized it because I remember him fighting his second fight. I'm assuming he's
Yes.
gotten even better because he
Yes.
looked spectacular his second fight. I said that kid is gonna go somewhere if he gets around the right people.
Yeah, hopefully we'll love to see him back on Boxeo Telemundo.
Oh, hopefully. Hey, listen, the doors are open. Boxeo Telemundo's doors are open to everybody and anybody. So we never say no to. The thing is that we have a way of operating, and like every company, you have to. If you want to be part of the family, you have to follow the rules of the family.
That's correct. Ruben De Jesus, thank you for coming
Thank
on
you
with
for the
us in the Slip
opportunity. It's a
Punches show.
pleasure. I want to congratulate you. This is the greatest. It's a great show. It's a great show, Damon. I wish
Thank
you
you,
the
Ruben.
best. Hopefully,
Appreciate you, my
hopefully
brother.
we'll start sponsors so you can put our logo somewhere around here. I'm gonna talk to the
I
boss.
got you.
Maybe we could be
I got
sponsored
you.
by All Star Boxing, Boxeo Telemundo. I'm gonna talk to the boss to see if we could put something together.
Sounds great, bro.
Take care,
Saludo
partner.
todo.
Cuídate, un
All
abrazo,
right.
cuídate. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye. Guys, thank you for tuning in to the Slip Punches show with Ruben De Jesus, the director of operations from All Star Boxing, Boxeo Telemundo. We appreciate everybody joining in. We had some technical difficulties trying to get the champion on the line with us this evening. We apologize for that, but we're definitely going to re-coordinate with him and be back on the show soon, shortly. We hope you guys can continue to tune in and support these fighters and support everybody in boxing. Once again, thanks again. Have a great evening. Damon Gonzalez, I'm out.